Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be diving down again into the charts for 𝗲𝗠𝗧. There's some important stuff I think is worth noting, and we're going to dive down right in and take a look. As we get into this, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button, really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with all the videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. In the description down below you will find links to our Discord server. Why not check it out? We've got a fantastic community down there talking crypto 24/7, and also in the description you'll find a link to our Patreon service if you're looking for a little bit more from crypto, wanting a little bit more around the strategies, bear markets, accumulation, all that kind of good stuff. Check out the Patreon service and yeah, come and join us in Discord. Right, with all that said, done and out of the way, let's jump down into the charts and take a brief look here at 𝗲𝗠𝗧. Okay guys, so we want to just really focus in on this hourly view for a second. So obviously we have this impulsive move to the upside. This actually started way down here on the 10th of January. We saw this push to the upside, slight pullback, and then this really good run to the upside here. And we can see that there are several waves inside this move, which is really reassuring, right? So we have this really good kind of long progression to the upside. Then we started to see a pullback. This was pretty much in line with my expectations yesterday. It looked like it was holding up incredibly well. There was the ability to potentially come down much lower towards 30 cent, but my expectations were between 32 and 34. And again, we come down here just to that 33.3, right bang in the middle there. And we can see now we actually went up higher, right? And this is really important because this is the fifth wave. So obviously as an impulsive move, we are looking for 5 waves to the upside, and here with 𝗲𝗠𝗧 we actually have this fifth wave actually put out here. This is the 1.618 of our wave 4 here. Okay, this really shallow wave 4 showing us the 1.618 move. Now what's really interesting about this and what's really important to know is we actually have this A, this B, and this C move, right, just inside here. Now I'm just going to quickly remove that and I'm going to show you the measurement. So as we take the high wave here, okay, and we pull this down into our low position and we move this over to the B wave low, we actually end up with our C wave coming right in line with our 1.618 move. So what we have is effectively this A wave up, a B wave down, and a C wave that's looking to go to about 38.4 cent. You can see that we actually went above here the 786, and we are starting to pull back a little bit. So this actually could be a reversal point, but we're very, very close to that top of a C wave. And we can see that the stochastic RSI actually has a little bit more room to grow. So this might not actually be over just yet, and we should potentially just keep an eye on this one to see how it plays out. But for now, yeah, that's kind of where that is. Now, what I do want to kind of highlight here is this potential move is exactly where we would expect that fifth wave to be as well. So if we take our third wave high and our fourth wave low, here we can see that we have a 1.618 coming out at 38.6 cents. So right in this sweet spot here. This looks like it could be a fantastic opportunity to potentially take some profits and look to actually accumulate later as we look for an ABC correction to the downside. Okay, so we are looking for some form of corrective action at the top of this fifth wave here. Okay, now we don't know how big that's going to be just yet, but we do know the direction that it is going to be is to the downside. Okay, so therefore we want to make sure that we're aware that where the top's likely to be, where that most probable top is, and where we should start to think about a pullback. Now on the hourly chart, obviously a little bit of progression to the upside, we are looking for a pullback. Now once that pullback starts, we'll have a bit of a flavor, a bit of an idea as to how deep of a correction that's likely to be. We won't know until it starts. It all depends on how quickly that stochastic RSI gets wiped out, as we saw previously with this fourth wave pullback just here. Now what we do is we jump up into our daily view. We can see that we're overbought. Okay, so this is actually going to be indicating to us that we should potentially be very, very aware that there is going to be corrective action required. Now we do have some kind of choppy corrective action here. There's a bit of an ABC move here, and this whole move in itself looks like it's an A wave, right? So if I zoom on out and just bring this down a little bit, we obviously had our impulsive move. This was followed by corrective move here with an A, a push up for a B, and then a slightly lower C. This is pretty much textbook because the B wave was very, very deep, right? A deep corrective B wave after an A wave low. So what we ended up with was a very shallow C wave correction as well. That's on a 1-to-1 ratio. So that was actually pretty good. And it was a sideways trade or continuation, depending on how you want to look at it. Right now, what we are looking for is a top, which looks to be that fifth wave that I just spoke about on that hourly. And then we're looking for a B wave down. And what we're really looking at here on our daily chart is this A wave up, a B wave to come down and then a C wave further up afterwards. Okay, so we are looking at some pretty good progression here for Harmony 1. Okay, and what we do is we're going to grab the measurement. Let's hypothetically say we go no higher than where we are right now, or where we have achieved today. So if that's the case, what we want to do is we want to look at retracements. Where are we going to be retracing to? And there is some interesting areas that we should be aware of. The most probable area would be actually right down here at 29.5. Okay, that would be the 618 area on the Fibonacci chart. Okay, now that's the most probable. Doesn't always mean that that's what's likely to happen, but we should be aware that there is going to be a retracement, and this is kind of the area that I'm kind of envisioning it going. Obviously, after that, we then have a look for that push to the upside. Now, if this here is, of course, our 618, then actually where would our C wave actually finish? Now we can bring that back down on a 1-to-1 ratio with our A wave. That would put it out there at 42.3 cent. Okay, so a pretty good move, and again that could turn impulsive if we go higher than that. So I'm going to leave that there on the daily chart to see how this one kind of plays out. But for now, very, very interesting kind of stuff going on here. Let me just get rid of that. And we can obviously see that we've got good progression to the upside. But what about that weekly chart? Well, the weekly chart is heading up quite nicely, and again our C wave target is up here at 47.7. Okay, so again we're getting some pretty decent progression here with our weekly chart. We're printing those green candles, and again, even though we are looking at a B wave pullback on our daily chart, that actually feeds into what is going on here with the overall progression of our weekly chart. So again, just because we have some targets set on our daily doesn't necessarily mean that they are not going to overwick it or etc. Likewise, this C wave might actually get stunted short as we start thinking about all-time highs and all that kind of good stuff. Now, what we do have here is a high of 37.8 cent. And again, obviously the actual high is 38. So we set a new all-time high as indicated. Or we're very, very close to setting an all-time high, I should say. So we are literally chasing that, and we are getting very, very close to setting a new all-time high, as indicated in yesterday's video. And I think we're going to get very, very close to it and smash on through it. But we have to first see a pullback. Okay, we have to see that pullback happen on our daily chart. Okay, and once that comes in, that's going to be potentially a rebuy scenario if you are locking in profits at the top of this fifth wave or this top of this A wave, and then you're obviously locking in those profits, coming back down, accumulating at the B wave low, and then continuing that push to the upside. So really wanted to kind of get this video out there. It looks like we're finally coming to the top here at the end with consensus with an ABC move and a fifth wave coming in high at that kind of top point there, and then we should be looking at progression to the downside. Now obviously taking a look at that B wave on our daily, it gives us a bit of an idea as to how low this is likely to go. So we're looking for an A, B and C move at this point. So again, do expect some pretty hard falls here, and again I do think this is going to be in line with what is going on with Bitcoin as well as the general market. So do watch out for that. Overall, the bigger trend, the bigger piece is that we are moving up. We are progressing nicely to new all-time highs. We felt a little bit short. I was hoping that we'd go set that. It looks like we might get the reversal. And then obviously once we actually come down, complete the B wave, we'll be going up into the all-time high and setting that up there as well. So everything's looking pretty good on the small, the larger time frames. The smaller time frames, we do expect some volatility. We do expect some downward trend here. So it's important that we kind of manage our risk accordingly. And obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not offer financial advice, nor does Chris. But it is important that you take stock of what is going on, what I'm communicating here, draw it up and come to your own conclusions. Do your own research, all of that kind of good stuff. And you might be surprised by what you find. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there, but hopefully you have found it useful and informative. If you have, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.